Hi everyone, it's Gail here, and it's been a while since I've done a live video for you guys, so I thought that I would just do one for you today, kind of reconnecting with you all. I am in sunny Buenos Aires right now. I've been here for a month studying Spanish. Message came through last year that I needed to learn Spanish. Actually, the message came through about 5 years ago. Started to learn Spanish and then booked a trip to Spain. It got kiboshed because of the pandemic. So here I am now learning Spanish in earnest. I have no idea why, but I understand it's something to do with work. So buenos dias. So I'm here in Buenos Aires and I've been tapping into the land here. And of course, as much as it's an old country, it really doesn't have a lot of known history. We've been to, my friend Natasha is here with me. We've been to some museums, and we went to the information center the other day and we learned that Buenos Aires was tried to be established in the 1500s. The first time the Spaniards came, they weren't successful, and about 20, 30 years later they came back and they were able to overthrow the indigenous and take over this part of the world, which sits in a little inlet between Uruguay and Argentina. And it's quite a beautiful place here. It's a massive city with millions of people. So, but very unlike Toronto, where I live, in that it has lots of small streets that are filled with what are called verdulerias, which is little fruits and vegetable stores, lots of cafes. Some of the older cafes, it looks like Paris because they have the beautiful tables out front with chairs, and of course Spanish everywhere. And when I start to speak Spanish, the people in the stores who can will speak English back to me, but I'm persevering. I'm continuing to try to speak as much Spanish as I can, and it's really a fun adventure. I will be returning to Toronto in less than 2 weeks, and I will be working on my book again, which, as some of you know, it's a memoir story of my life, along with all the spiritual journeys that I've taken and the spiritual pilgrimage in Scotland last year. So this is less of a spiritual pilgrimage here in Buenos Aires. However, some spiritual things have happened, so I thought that I would share them with you. So I went to a jewelry store where all the jewelry was made with beautiful crystals, but when I walked into the store, I couldn't feel the energy of any of the crystals. And I wondered why that was. So I spoke to the lady in my broken Spanish and discovered that she was not a spiritual person. She just loved using the crystals. But she directed me to another store, which I went to, which was a real crystal store. Many of the stores here have locks on the doors, so you can't get in until the owner of the store actually lets you in. And so this was what the case was with this particular crystal store. So while I was in that store, I felt really drawn to this particular crystal. Oh gosh, and now I can't remember the name of it. I will find the name of it for you. But this crystal, you can see it kind of looks like glass. It's very, very clear. And it's a highly, highly powerful crystal that assists with the crown chakra and the third eye. So I've been using that to kind of tap into my own energy. So for some of you, you might want to use quartz, like a clear quartz, to help you to do that as well. But because if you know me, you know that I'm a Gemini. So you know that I come from, both top and bottom, the sides of energy, and being introverted and extroverted, and taking down time and being out there with people. So I really also need to ground, and you might have that too, where you need to stay grounded too. So I found also this particular crystal, which is a green agate, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's big enough, you know, that I can hold it in my hand and really feel it, but see all of the lines of the way this agate has been produced. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful stone. So I've been using both of those. Now, one day, a couple weeks ago, I went to one of the markets here in Argentina. It's called the San Telmo Market. And while I was there, there was a plaza, I think it's called Plaza Dorrego. And in there, there were different vendors. And of course, there were crystal vendors as well. But in the market, as some of you may have read on my Facebook and Instagram pages, I seem to have an ability to connect with this particular design. And so I found this particular shell on a crystal table. It was $5. I didn't buy it the first time I saw it because I thought, normally I find these shells after I've done spiritual work. But we went for a drink and we were sitting watching some tango dancers and, you know, just listening and watching people. And I kind of tapped into spirit. I said, why did you show me that shell? And the answer that I got was, it's going to help you tap into the land. So I've discovered that a lot of the work that I do is actually with the land. It's not, I mean, obviously I work with people, but the light work that I do is very much related to the land that I'm traveling on. So I went back and I told the lady, I want to buy the crystal. Well, as soon as I bought the crystal, I knew what I was supposed to do, which is just far out, even to me. There was an old church, Iglesia de, I think it was called San Pedro. So we walked over to the church, and as soon as I walked into the church, I knew why I was there. The light language came through me almost immediately, and I knew that I was to channel a circle of light, basically all the way around the entire church. Now, you might ask, why a church? You're not religious. Well, many times churches and religious buildings are built on sacred land. And this is what I was tapping into, is tapping into the land in Buenos Aires, where this church was located. So I slowly walked all the way around the church building. It was a little bit dilapidated. The ceiling had some damage to it. It wasn't like the beautiful cathedral that we saw this past weekend, which was gilded with beautiful gold. It was enormous. It was so well kept. This was kind of like a local church, but because it was in the San Telmo area, that is one of the oldest areas of the city. So I was able to, and now in this moment, as I'm sharing this with you, began to understand, oh, this was the original church, but this was the original land where where spiritual work was done, where the indigenous were there. There was also 3 tributaries. There's called the first, the second, and the third tributary that came down into that particular area. So it's a very, very old indigenous land that was taken over by the Spaniards. So there I was in this church, just walking around, bringing in light. And I know that that's exactly what my body is doing. I have the ability to do that. And it might sound totally crazy to you, but it just makes total sense to me. So I wanted to show you my 3 things that I've bought so far in Buenos Aires: my beautiful crystal, my gorgeous green agate, and my shell. And if you've seen my other posts, you will see that this shell design comes up every time that I'm traveling. So I'm creating quite a collection. But let's do a little reading for where you're at today. You know, it's November for right now here in the southern hemisphere where I am. It's beautiful and sunny and warm. But where you are up in the north, I know it's getting colder and darker. So let's do a little reading. Now, the reading is from a book by a lady by the name of Ravin Felan. This is her card deck. It's called the Messenger Oracle. There we go. And these are the cards. So Let's clear my energy out of the cards because I've been reading them every day since I've been here. But let's do a reading for all of you. And oh, there we go. 2 cards jumped out straight away. Wow, that's fast. So let's see what they are. Oh, so this is a really good one. Let's read this one too. Protect the wild and the green. Gorgeous. Look at that painting that she's done on there with her sword and her look. Look at her stare. It's like calling you. I don't know why my camera keeps going in and out like that, but there we are. Protect the wild and the green. Let's see what the book says about this. Let me just tap into this card first. Protect the wild and the green. It's almost like, are you aware of the industrialized world and how it is pretending to create protection for Mother Earth? It's got another agenda, actually. Of course, we know it's a financial one. And so how can you in your day-to-day life be in touch with the green, be in touch with Mother Earth and connect with her and be able to protect her? That's very interesting, especially in the winter time. It's kind of hard to do that. So let's see what it says here. Protect the wild and the green. You're a guardian of the earth. You're made of the earth. You're made of the stars as well. And all who share it, the trees, the animals, the birds, insects, and inhabitants of the ocean blue. So it depends on where you are. Maybe you're in Hawaii, where I was in July. Maybe you are in Scotland, where I was last year. Maybe you're here in Buenos Aires. Maybe you're in Canada, where winter is coming in. It's time to play an active role in protecting and preserving the wild and the green by being aware of and limiting your impact upon the natural world. And sometimes that just might mean something as simple as doing a few more things that are considered green, you know, using less toxic products or recycling or even just cleaning up your little part of the world. The world is not yours to possess. It's a gift given to you and your children. So tread gently, tread with care, and walk with love. And remember, your relationship with the world is a symbiotic one. So as we walk on the planet, so we are fed by her. And so as any mother would be when she connects with her children, she is also being fed by us. So the second card that fell out is this one. You were born to create. Look at that beautiful dragon face with the dragon egg. Wow. You were born to create. Actually, that's what you came here for. You came here to create yourself, to create a life, for women to create children, for men to create success, protection, provision, and also, of course, children, but also to create your heart's desire. And so many of us are living lives where we're not actually living the life that we want to be living. Like, what is it that you want? What is it you want to create? So creations are things that you manifest in the world for yourself. It might be as simple as just an easy life, or it might be children, or it might be some kind of gift back to the world, or it might be peace. You know, everybody's different. Everybody has their own soul. Everybody comes in here to kind of have their own life. So here we are. You were born to create. You were blessed with the ability to create with thought, intention, action, and emotion. Thought, intention, action, and emotion. So, you know, women are pretty emotional creatures, but, you know, men are emotional too. They just do it in a different way from us women. Be conscious of your power and aware of what your actions and reactions create within and around you. Action, reaction. Notice your reactions, and then take a step back and look at what your action was that created that reaction, either in you or in someone else. Cherish this gift, the gift that you can actually have awareness of yourself. Use it in both a wise and productive manner. Create beauty. And that might just be a smile. You smile at someone on the bus. Or maybe you're artistic. Maybe it's decor. Maybe it's just the way that you look in your life or at life. Inspire a desire within others to do the same. You know, if you meet someone and you're happy, that's infectious. But if you meet someone and you're angry, that's infectious too. Create a future that both fulfills and delights, and do what you were born to do. So you were born to create. You were born to be free. You were born to experiment. You were born to be with others. You were born to share love. You're born to do all that. So that's my message for you today. Hope you're having a great day. And, you know, if you're spending time with other people, take care of them, take care of you, take care of the planet, and take care of that inner desire to create. And I'll see you all again soon.